Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Fetch Quest podcast, where we talk about video games and more. I am your host, Guy, joined by my fellow co-host, Connor.
The first age. In the first battle.
What?
When the shadows first lengthened, he chose the path of perpetual torment.
Bro, what are you on about? We haven't even finished the intro.
In his ravenous hatred, he found no peace, and with boiling blood, he scoured the umbral plains.
Okay, actually, what is he talking about? Wait, him?
Seeking vengeance against the Dark Lords who had robbed him.
It can't be.
Those who felt the bite of his sword named him the Doom Slayer.
Oh my god!
Oh my god, no way.
Oh my god. Oh my god, this is awesome.
I knew today's episode was going to be fucking awesome. Holy shit. Oh my god.
If you
Brewer, thank you for giving us the proper introduction he deserves, because today we are going to be talking about Doom Eternal, the game that got robbed at the Game Awards. Holy shit, this game is so good.
Yeah, there was a lot of shit that got robbed at the Game Awards, if we're gonna be honest.
Especially
that year, 2020.
every game that lost over Last of Us 2, because that game is shit.
True. But yeah, no. Oh my god, we gotta talk about Doom Eternal today. I am so excited about today's episode. I have gotta say, this was like one of the best games I played over quarantine. I think this is like one of the best FPS shooters of all time, and god, we gotta talk about it today because of Doom the Dark Ages. I'm so happy!
God, I'm just remembering, I played it after quarantine, so like I'm forgetting. God, this really did come out during COVID, on the same day as Animal Crossing.
True.
Yeah, no, this came out like
Two
literally at the beginning of COVID, which is crazy.
Yeah, two very different ways to handle the pandemic.
Yeah. I think, I can't remember when I played this game. All I know is that it was definitely in quarantine when I played it.
Yeah, I played it like way after quarantine, and by that I mean a month or two ago.
That's so funny.
Yeah, but yeah, I was one of the ones who picked up Animal Crossing.
Same
Okay,
here.
but to be fair, it's never late to join the Doom series, because like all of these games are like accessible nowadays, and not only that, but like they're also really easy to find, especially if you're an Xbox owner with Game Pass. Like every single Doom game is on Game Pass, and Doom the Dark Ages is going to be Game Pass day one. So like, yeah, no, if y'all are interested in the series, like go for it. Like holy shit! But we gotta talk about it today.
Yeah. Even beyond Game Pass, they're always on sale for really cheap. All the old games, but even the new games, like I think when I got Doom Eternal, I got it like with the DLC for like $10.
Dude, that's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but we get to talk about it today. I am so excited to talk about Doom Eternal. Would one of you like to give us a synopsis, please?
It's probably best if Brewer does it, because it's been so long since I've touched this game that I forget a lot.
It's been so long.
Honestly, I don't know if I knew the best synopsis, because I've never really focused too much on the story in the Doom games, other than rip and tear till it's done, but you know what, I'll try to do my best. So,
Would you
in
like
Doom
me to-
Eternal, you played the Doom Slayer, and this is the follow-up to Doom 2016. The reason I say 2016 is because there's original Doom, and then they just called it Doom again, instead of giving it an extra tag. I hate reboot names. I'm looking at you as well, God of War.
Speaking of Doom 2016, we have a video on that, which you should go watch.
Yes, watch that one before this one. Maybe. Unless you don't care about Doom 2016. But, yeah.
Good game.
But yeah, once again, Earth is getting invaded by demons, and it somehow hasn't been destroyed after, like, the 40th invasion. So you, as the Doomslayer, need to use a gigantic arsenal of weapons, and I mean gigantic, to rip and tear through all the demons and save Earth. And there you go. That's your plot synopsis. There's a bunch of other stuff with lore about the Sentinels, the Maker Clan, and all that stuff, but those are in like 40 different codex entries you find throughout the game.
Basically, the demons that were on Mars last game, they're now invading Earth. So it's up to the Doomslayer to go at it again, to stop the Con Maker, and her evil plans to take over the Earth.
Yeah. So now that I think about it, one interesting part about the levels beyond just the new design is all the different environments you get to see compared to 2016, which was almost entirely took place on Mars, except for the last quarter of the levels, which were like in hell. In this game, you had a lot more variety.
Yeah,
with
no,
all
that's the thing I actually
hell.
like appreciate a lot about Doom Eternal, because like Doom 2016, I do love that game, but I will say a lot of the levels do feel a little repetitive. However, with like Doom Eternal, they made sure that the settings were like unique. Like I remember there was a snow level and like a fortress in like an ice country level. There's like an urban skyscraper levels. There's a few of those.
Yeah,
They're
like
they're
like kind of an old Greek civilization level where like there's like lush greens around. It's not just fire and hellfire everywhere.
like, don't worry, Hellfire is a part of the levels, but it's like it's not everything, and that's kind of something I like really like over with Doom Eternal over Doom 2016. It's just like the setting for sure. I also think it just has better weapons, low key.
Yeah, they did put more focus into each weapon being like useful in its own way instead of 2016's approach where you could like probably just stick with one weapon throughout the game and there you go, which for 90% of the people was super shotgun.
Yeah, no real.
Yeah, they did
But
try.
yeah,
The Doom Eternal is a lot more difficult. I think strictly because of like the ways they force you to use a bunch of different weapons, especially with ammo management, because there's a way more of a focus on it compared to 2016, where I never really thought of the ammo I was using unless if it was the BFG.
yeah, no, I noticed that too, especially like when I replayed a lot of the levels for like completion. With Doom Eternal, like they really reward you and they really want you to like use guns for like specific enemy types, or just like limit it, because they don't want you using the same gun over and over again, because that's just not optimal. So they want you to mix up your playstyle, which like, hey, if the game keeps me invested and forces me to try out new things all the time, I think it's a pretty good combat system, especially if
Yeah.
all the guns are fun.
Yeah. I still think all the weapons and like the mods, they still aren't balanced the best, but it's still a lot better than 2016, where while it was fun to just go in with any weapon you wanted, I do feel like you get an elevated experience with like having to focus more on like, okay, a spider demon's nearby, I need to swap to my shotgun and use a sticky bomb or snipe it really quick. And then, oh, there's an energy shield up, so maybe I'll swap over to my plasma cannon real quick to make that explode. That'll deal with some of the fodder demons, and then I can swap back to like minigun for one of the like barons of hell. All of
Yeah,
this
no,
while
it's
I'm
really sick.
flying around the level at like Mach 5.
Yeah, no, that's one of the best parts about Doom Eternal is just how fast-paced it is. And I really love that sort of like balance you have to find of like being able to actually tell what's happening with mixing up your gun, like play and stuff like that, and like switching it between weapons. And I guess to like go back to like a point you guys were saying earlier of like I really like the gunplay in this game, because as you guys said, every weapon has its own like sort of niche, and I think it can be used in like a lot of situations, like and like countering certain enemy types and stuff like that. And I think that's a really cool thing, because I have played games like this where that isn't the case, where like one weapon is very clearly the best one, and it makes for a very boring, very unfun experience, I'll say. Of course, the game I'm talking about was more of just a collective whole of it being unfun, but that was definitely a part of it.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
really
yeah.
interested now. What game is this?
I gotta look. I'm blanking on the name real quick. Oh,
Bruh.
I got it. High on Life.
Oh, Lamau.
Yeah.
You know, any of the names you were about to say, that was the last one I was expecting.
Yeah.
Because I didn't think that'd be a game you would touch. In all honesty,
It was.
Fucking Justin Roiland
The
Doom
Rick and Morty
ripoff. That's
game.
crazy.
Yeah, it was free on back when I played my Xbox a lot. It was free on there, and so I just was like, you know what? And this was also like just when people were this was when it like first came out, and I was seeing all those reviews of like people saying like this is bad, and I was like, you know what? why not? I'll play it, get my own opinion on it, and I hated it. It was
I swear, games being free makes Connor do devious things, because that's also what made him play Hello Neighbor.
Listen, dude, in this economy, I'll definitely play a free game.
Okay,
Nah,
then why won't you
even
play
before
Expedition
this economy,
33, dog?
you were going down on some stuff.
Because Expedition 33 isn't free, but I also
Yes,
have,
it is. It's on Game Pass.
I don't have Xbox.
You said you just did.
Do not listen to what I said. I said back when I used to play my Xbox a lot. I have an Xbox One, dude.
Cool.
I don't have a like modern.
Still has Game Pass.
Yeah, but brother, I am not that shit. That
I'm just fucking with you. I'm just fucking with you.
that thing barely ran Fortnite, dude. That's why I got a.
Oh my god.
That's
Who's
the
angrier,
reason
the
why I got-
Doomslayer or Connor when we're rage baiting?
Real. But yeah, no, getting back to Doom though, like back with like the weapons and everything, I do think that like I definitely have a favorite weapon, and it's without a doubt the sawed-off shotgun. I think that is just the most fun weapon in the game.
You mean the
But
super
that doesn't
shotgun?
mean. So what?
You mean the super shotgun?
Yeah, super shotgun. My bad.
the name
Yeah, that's
wrong.
damn, but pretty sure it isn't sawed off.
Fake fan.
Yeah, it is the super shotgun. But yeah, no, I love the chain mechanic with it, where if you like aim at an enemy from far away, use the chain to reel yourself in, and then if you get the upgrade to like put fire damage on it, I just think it's so fucking cool because it's like it acts more as like a utility tool as well to like you use it to when you want your shield back instead of like just going for pure damage. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, because fire gives you like all that defense back, it makes it worth it to get up and close with the super shotgun and like get a load of damage. Because the risk is with the super shotgun is get close to do a lot of damage, but you're getting close to the demon. But if you set them on fire and you're getting extra defense because of that, yeah, that's kind of mitigated. Especially if you use your flame belch on top of that to put more fire damage, or even an ice bomb to freeze them in place for a bit.
Yeah, there's just a lot of like different like ways you can tackle enemies, and I think it's a really cool. One of my favorite parts about Doom Eternal is the I can't remember what it's actually called in game, but like the sort of like insta kill, or not insta kill, but like the
blood punch.
Yeah, like the KO move you can do where you like.
Yeah, after you get a bunch of glory kills, you get a blood punch.
Yeah.
Well, it's not always an insta-kill, but it does a shit ton of damage to where a lot of demons will be insta-killed or they'll be set to low health.
Yeah, like I don't know if that's exactly what I was talking about. Like I guess sort of like the things you can do where like you'll get like unique KOs or like kills.
You mean glory kills?
I think so.
Well, those aren't really one touches. Those are more so you do enough damage to an enemy, they'll get into a stagger state.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
And you'll do a glory kill on them, which will be this like over the top animation on the Doomslayer just fucking up a demon. Like those little snake demons, he would just slice them into little bits like he was chopping up a fish. Or some of the other demons will literally just bonk them in the head and just cave in their skull into their ribcage. That or the Cacodemons, he'll just pluck out their eyeballs and there will be like a little just pop sound as the eye is plucked out.
That's what I was talking about. Again, it's been so long since I touched this game, but yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But I do remember.
Fake Doom fan.
The blood punch was also really funny. I love the sword, though. I will say.
Yeah, the Crucible.
Oh yeah, no, that's the actual thing that one shots. Yeah.
The sword is
unless if it's a Marauder, which fuck those guys.
I will say.
Yeah, wait. I thought they killed if you had like a full gauge.
No. The only way the Crucible will kill a Marauder is if it's in the glory kill state, or if it's stagger
Really?
state.
Actually, I must have forgotten. I remember getting a kill like with the Crucible, but it must have been like when he was like near dead.
Yeah, the Crucible will one-shot any enemy except the Marauder, which you can only hit when it's staggered, or bosses for obvious reasons.
Are the Marauders those big fat fucks?
No, the Marauders are the ones that like have the axe and the shield.
Oh,
They're about the size of
those guys
Doomslayer
are
and will
fucking
absolutely
assholes.
they will fuck you up.
Yeah. I will say, I think
And the thing is that like the only way to kill them is if you have to bait out their attacks and then hit them with like whatever you can while they're swinging at you.
Yeah, there's ways to take advantage of their cycles, but they are known to actually also be a little glitchy too, because their little eye glow that you have to rely on to shoot most of the time is RNG dependent. That, and also, you guys know whenever they summon the demon dog, right? Like the one that slows you down, but also does a lot of damage.
Yeah, the fucking asshole. Yeah.
Yeah, that dog's supposed to be activated, I think, when you like attack their shield, or whenever he defends against an attack. The thing is, though, he can technically defend against other enemies' attacks, even though they don't actually do damage to him. So a lot of times he'll randomly summon the fuck ass demon dog, even if you didn't do anything wrong.
That's crazy.
Doom Eternal had some interesting programming, especially like, you know that meat hook you mentioned earlier with the super shotgun?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not based on a specific speed, it's based on the FPS speed. So if you're running
Wait,
the game on, let's say, maybe the Nintendo Switch versus a very powerful PC, the meat hook's gonna function a little differently. Especially once you
how?
I don't know, man. Go ask the programmers.
Bro, what the fuck?
Yeah. It can make some funny things happen too when you do like the weapon slowdown reel and you're using the meat hook, because again it's FPS based.
That is just bad programming.
It has some interesting programming. That's for sure. There's sometimes I wonder how the platforming was programmed, because I'm like, dude, I definitely hooked onto that wall. What the fuck?
It'd be like that sometimes.
Yeah, I think that is one thing we can transition into a little bit, is some of the level design, because Doom 2016 was very straightforward. But the acrobatics that we mentioned the Doomslayer does while he's fighting the demons, he also uses that to traverse the levels. So you'll be like swinging from a lot of different rails and then like clawing your way up on walls, because he has like the upper body strength of a god.
Yeah.
Among other challenges with dashing and stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot more platforming, which I'm not like a hater of it. Like, I do think it is fun as a lot of like different areas, because it rewards you for like having precise movement and just being aware of your surroundings. But the problem with it is that like platforming for a first-person shooter has always been a little difficult, solely due to the fact that like you're not constantly aware of your surroundings.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Of like, that's my really big issue with like the heavy platforming, is like, or like the platforming sections, is that like not being able to see every single thing around you, or like at least 90% of it, really can like screw you up and stuff like that. Because there will be some time, like I remember, like very vividly, there were some points where I was like, all right, I'm gonna make this jump, and then I'm gonna do this thing, and then because I was so focused on being able to execute that thing after landing the jump, I would just not fail the jump because I wasn't able to see that I was like, either like short of an air boost or something.
Yeah, it isn't a big issue for the most part, but there are just a couple sections that are just a bit frustrating. But luckily, those are like optional sections, because similar to 2016, Doom Eternal has a lot of secrets hidden in the levels, and they did really up their game with the collectibles. I give them that, because they have like all the cheat codes, and the action figures return, but instead of it just being like Doomslayer variants that are different recolors, it's actually a bunch of different like really cool models for like all the demons in the game. Which some of the designs are just they're just really neat. The way they take some horrific looking thing and make is like, oh no, I turned you into a marketable plushie.
Get Funko Popped.
Yeah, no, they did get Funko Popped.
It's
on
so
top of that too, like they have a lot of tracks from like the older Doom games as like vinyl albums you can find, which you can then play in the new hub area, the Fortress of Doom.
Yeah, I completely forgot they had a hub area in this game.
Yeah, no, if you're a Doom fan, you are gonna like fucking love this game, because they reference like the series all the time, not only with like the collectibles, but just also with like just random lines and whatnot. Like
recording,
there was a lot of love and care like just put into this game. The collectibles are like one of the biggest like showers of it.
Oh yeah, definitely. They reward you if you go out of your way to find everything.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of cool references.
The thing is, the game's also not hard to complete either, because like once you complete the levels, I'm pretty sure like all the collectibles will be like shown to you on the map. So like it's really not hard to do.
Yeah.
Well, even when you're like before you even beat the level, you have fast travel to go through different points in the level, and you can like see where stuff is on the map. Now you'll have to figure out how to get to that stuff, like finding a secret switch or like a key to get to it. But it usually wasn't hard to find all of the collectibles in the level. The only things that would really add extra challenge is like the extra combat encounters, which usually there's like a little nest. You take the egg out of it, and then boom, it spawns a special encounter. That or the Slayer Gates, which you need to do 6 of to unlock a special weapon called the Unmaker.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Did you guys unlock that weapon? I did all the Slayer Gates and unlocked it.
I
I
cannot remember.
didn't.
What
I
do
did
you
not,
remember?
actually.
Damn, fake Doom fans here.
Oh, I am a fake Doom fan, dude.
Well, I was gonna say it probably wasn't worth your time anyway, because I'm gonna be honest, that weapon was not very good.
Lamau.
You know what? Fine. You know what? Fair enough.
Yeah, well, like it does decent damage. The problem is, it uses BFG ammo. BFG ammo is
that's never
not
good.
very plentiful, and it uses up a lot of BFG ammo. And you have to actually aim on like the BFG, which you just shoot anywhere and it destroys everything.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, if I'm gonna use like some BFG ammo, I'm going to use it when I have like 8 fucking Marauders or like the big guys. What are they called? The
Mancubus.
The Mancubus. Yes. If I have those guys like everywhere, I'm gonna use the fucking BFG to make sure they're killed. And Cyber Demons as well. Fuck that, man.
Yeah, Barons of Hell as well.
Yeah, I will say, one thing I do remember vividly from this game is my hatred for the Mancubus.
The Mancubuses weren't bad. It's the cyborg Mancubuses that are fucking terrible.
Yeah, they're the ones with the like
The green armor on them that do even more damage.
Those guys suck.
Yeah, they're the ones that like the recommended way of taking them out is to do a blood punch in them, but to do a blood punch you have to get close to them, which while they're doing that, you know, they're shooting all that green shit at you. The most effective way I found is swap to the super shotgun, hook over, blood punch, freeze them, flame, and then shoot with the super shotgun.
Yeah, they were a big pain in my ass.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, and this was like, this was like again like 5 years ago maybe. I might have played it in 2021. I can't remember, but it was a while ago. And this was me before like I was like, I'd say I was a lot worse at video games back then. So, not kid me, but like younger me definitely struggled with that.
Yeah, well, Doom Eternal is a pretty tough game, all things considered. Especially like, I'd say the step up, the 1 tier higher difficulty in like Doom 2016. I think there's what is it? There's Hurt Me Plenty, or wait, easiest is I'm Too Young to Die, Hurt Me Plenty, More Blood, Nightmare, Ultra Nightmare. Well, I don't think it's called More Blood, the second one, but either way. Doom Eternal's base difficulty is equivalent to like one of the harder difficulties in Doom 2016. Especially with all the ammo management and other shit you're having to think of like within like a second while flying through the levels.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, I just remembered something about the difficulty of the game. This is a story I've been waiting to tell.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh wait, I'm actually so excited.
The Wisdom Tooth story. All right, Connor, gather around the Doom Slayer's campfire made out of zombie corpses and hellfire.
True. For
Uncle Brewer has a story to tell about his aching tooth. So a long time ago, younger Brewer had some horrible tooth pain because his wisdom teeth were coming in and they were impacting. They were coming in at a bad angle. Had to get surgery, like a lot of other people do. Either way, a lot of bad pain. And one night, I was trying to figure out some way to deal with the pain, because the usual ibuprofen and thugging it out was just not working. So my brilliant young mind decided to boot up Doom Eternal, put it on Nightmare mode, not Ultra Nightmare. I'm not that much of a masochist, but I put it on Nightmare mode and just wanted to try and see, is Doom Eternal's Nightmare Mode more painful than my Aching Tooth? And keep in mind, I hadn't ever played Doom Eternal at that point. That was the first time I played Doom Eternal. And I got through some of the first couple of levels in Nightmare Mode. I didn't even beat the full game in Nightmare, and I can say, yeah, it's probably more painful than my Wisdom Tooth pain.
That I still can't believe you actually like your first experience with the game wasn't like it wasn't out of like want to play the game. It's like what's worse.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, I did that was just a joke run I booted up because I didn't actually want to really play the game at the time because I wasn't in the mood for shooters. There was like some other JRPGs I was playing. It was just because of the Wisdom Tooth pain. So like I played Doom Eternal way later, like actually after that.
Oh yeah, literally this year, a month prior to this recording.
Yep.
Right before Dark Ages. It's so funny.
Yeah, I don't feel too bad about it because like it wasn't a game I dropped because like I fell out of love at some point. It was literally just because that first playthrough was a joke playthrough. Just like, was Nightmare Mode more painful than my Wisdom Teeth pain? Yeah,
that's so funny. Oh god, that's funny.
God, I'm thinking about it. I did all the Slayer gates and like one of the regular harder difficulty, but like, dude, I do not want to imagine the Slayer gates in Nightmare Mode.
It sounds fucking awful, actually. Holy shit! I didn't.
Go through all the Slayer gates in Nightmare Mode, just so you can get like one of the shittier weapons in the game.
No, literally, dude. Some people are dedicated though. Like, anytime I see like videos of people like hitting like hardest like difficulties of like really like input heavy like action games or just like high focus action games, it always impresses me like with what people can really do with these games and just like how mechanically deep they are. But it's also like, damn, holy shit, I cannot do this.
People who have beaten Doom Eternal and Ultra Nightmare kind of scare me.
That would fucking suck, dude.
Yeah, that's some dedication to the game.
The game is already hard enough. Like, dude, I would not do that to myself.
Yeah,
like, dude, that's crazy because I'm the fucking like big Souls fan here. Like, I love like making myself hurt.
Yeah, you are right. You do like making yourself hurt.
Masochist.
True.
We're all kind of masochist. Like,
Yeah,
I can't really say anything anymore.
Play or finish Elden Ring.
Can't even say anything anymore because, like, along with Elden Ring, I've already beaten Dark Souls 1 and 3. I'm on the masochism path.
No, bro understands it now.
The path of pain.
But I would say Doom Eternal is like one of those games where it's like it's kind of masochistic.
Yeah, but in the fun way, because like the difficulty makes you want to like hop back in. Like, man, those guys killed me. I gotta rip and tear until it's done, baby.
Real. Speaking of rip and tear, holy shit, the music in this game.
Oh yeah.
God, that's like, I know it's a big meme, like the music of the game, like for edits and shit like that, but like that is just a true testament to like how iconic, but also just how like catchy and like hype driven the music is in this video game. Every time like I played, and even if it wasn't like for any like specific boss fight, it's just like a normal ass enemy encounter, when that beat drops, oh my god, it made me feel like the Doom Slayer.
I will say Doom has some great workout music.
Oh, real dude, I'm not even kidding. On my workout playlist, like, I have a good amount of Doom Eternal songs on there. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, that are for work. The past couple of years have been well. And if I had to like do like a very difficult task, a lot of times like one I would have to scrunch up my body like an armadillo while working on some super hot shit for like 7 minutes straight while crunched up in said ball. I would a lot of times put on the Doom music to like pump through it.
Dude, that's kind of awesome though.
It's kind of awesome, even if I was sweating my ass off while curled up like an armadillo.
Yeah, crazy. But yeah, no, like the heavy metal of the game, I just think is like an excellent it's an excellent use of the genre that it really doesn't get used that much in video games. solely because it's just really hard to implement, in my opinion. But like, I feel like with Doom and the Doom series in general, it's such a good implementation of like heavy metal because of just like, yeah, you're playing as like the most powerful like human to ever live, who fucking he eats, sleeps, and breathes killing demons. You know what I mean? Like, of course he's gonna be fucking awesome. You know what I mean?
You don't fear the demons. The demons literally fear you. They are afraid of you.
No, that is the lore of Doom. Like, they are afraid of this motherfucker. They like, I'm not even kidding. In the script, most of the lines that Brewer said are actually from the game.
Yeah. I mean, I would be scared too if, like, some semi-immortal, like, Superman strength, like, soldier with, like, an arsenal of weapons bigger than the US military was running at me at Mach 20. trying to rip my face off. I would be scared too.
True.
Real. Connor, what are your thoughts on the music?
I don't really know what else to add. I mean, it's Doom music. It's awesome as hell, and it goes hard as fuck.
Yeah,
It does go hard as fuck.
It fits levels very much because, like you were saying, it can be hard to implement heavy metal into some games, but it works for Doom because of what you were specifically doing is that metal.
I mean, yeah, like
Real.
I don't know if it's from this game, but this is just more Doom music as a whole. But everyone recognizes, you know, that like, you know, that one theme. I can't remember exactly what it's called.
I don't know. I'm thinking more by names. Like my favorite track in the game is like probably BFG Division. Well, I think
That's
that one was
such a
also
good
in
song,
2016, but it's still my favorite Doom song.
I don't blame you, dude. It's kind of crazy because like think about heavy metal now. Like, it's not used a lot in video games, but like some of the most well-known like themes like from battle themes or just like theme of a character in video games are like heavy metal. Like obviously Rip and Tear being like a really good example. BFG Division also a really big one. But like going outside of Doom, you can also think of like Bury the Light from DMC5. People fucking use that song all the time in like edits and shit like that.
Yeah. It is a big shame that the guy who composed all this great music for Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal, Mick Gordon, he isn't going to be working on Dark Ages because Bethesda fucked him over really bad when it came to like the way they handled his music.
Bethesda tried to take a fucking win in the modern day like challenge, impossible.
I swear to God.
Okay, I can't say that because apparently the Oblivion quote-unquote remaster is actually pretty good.
And one good deed doesn't help like 20 other nuclear missiles.
Okay, I'll also say this, the Oblivion quote-unquote remaster was also outsourced, so yeah.
Well, I mean, if they outsourced it to like a competent development team, that's fine. As long as that the consumer is getting a good product and it stays.
No. What I'm saying is that like it's good, but Bethesda didn't do anything to make it good. They just outsourced it to someone else to make it good.
I mean, that's like half of what Bethesda does all the time, because they don't even really make Doom. It's ID Software, like from the beginning.
No, it's fucking
Doom,
Gearbox Software, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck you, Bethesda.
From the first Doom that was made by like 10 people, one of them that was in high school at the time, so he worked on the game after his classes were done, to the Doom we have now that's AAA and made by hundreds of people. Yeah, but it's more of the publisher.
Exactly. But that's kind of crazy though that like the one series that kind of hasn't been like tainted by like the Bethesda reputation is Doom. And I know that's because they don't develop it, they only publish it, but it's like it seems the longer Doom exists, the better it gets. Cuz like Doom Eternal low key is my favorite Doom game.
Yeah. I know there is some debate between like 2016 and Eternal, especially because like they are similar games. Like they're both Doom, but playing both of them, there is a very big change in like how they approached levels, how they approached combat, but also just some stuff too, like the elements of the gore in Doom, to like making some things feel more like an arcadey experience in Eternal. where like Eternal was more focused on the gameplay, where Doom 2016 may have been a little better in like some of the immersion aspects, especially when it came to like stuff like getting your weapons. And Doom Eternal, you just pick up the weapon and it's like kind of a glowing little 3D model, except for the BFG, which you take off after firing a fucking hole into Mars, because of course Doom does that. It's metal. But
Dude, I love that the entire for the BFG, it's just an entire level of build up, dude. I fucking love it.
Dude, I'll go anytime the Doomslayer's about to do some crazy shit. There's Dr. Samuel Hayden going like, no, you can't fire a giant hole into Mars with the BFG 10,000.
The Virgin Samuel versus the Chad Doomslayer.
Yeah,
No.
I don't blame the Doomslayer for ignoring him after what he did in 2016. At the same time, the stuff Samuel did in 2016 was probably because the Doomslayer kept ignoring him. He was like, all right, Doomslayer, be very careful with those Arbalest energy filters, and then he just fucking kicks them.
So funny.
It is very funny.
But yeah, no. I'm glad we got to talk about this a little bit, but I don't know about you guys, but I think we are near the time of wrapping up. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, I think we've gone there.
Awesome. Who would like to go first?
I'm down. Again, I think I'll have the least amount to say.
Go for it.
So, again, as I've said multiple times, I played Doom Eternal a long time ago. I think it's a very good video game. I enjoy it a lot. I think it's got an amazing combat system. It's incredibly just fun to play through. Again, we've saying its praise, the combat's praises a huge amount, and I think it's definitely the best part of the game. I think the level designs are great. The music, as always, is really, really good. And yeah, that's about it. I don't really remember a whole lot, but I think it's a very good game.
Nice.
Awesome.
Brewer, would you like to go next or me?
Maybe you.
Okay.
We can do this in the
So-
order of who remembers the least the most.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough. I luckily remember a lot about this game. Not everything, but I do remember a lot. So yeah, Doom Eternal is probably my third or second favorite FPS shooter of all time. Yeah. I fucking love this game. I think the combat system is fantastic. The music's great, like Connor mentioned. But like one thing I just really, really appreciate this game for doing is just like taking the basis of like the previous Doom games and Doom 2016 and just expanding upon that, not only with like the weapon system, but also with just like I want to say like the aura and the hype factor. I want to say it's like you really don't know where the game is going to go next, but it's like when no matter what's going to happen, it's going to be fucking raw, and it's always going to be something intriguing. And that's something I really appreciate like Doom Eternal for. I don't know, like for a very short single player FPS game, it's just very rewarding. When I like played this game, there was never a point where I was like, my time is being wasted. It's always being contributed to something, whether it's like the collectibles, getting better at the game, the upgrade system for the weapons, or just like, I don't know, just beating the game. This was a fantastic experience. If you have not played this game, please do. It goes on sale all the time. It's on Game Pass for free. Dark Ages is also going to be free on Game Pass. I think this series, like especially the reboot series, is just phenomenal so far, and I'm really excited to see where they go from here. I'm going to be playing Doom the Dark Ages day one for sure.
Awesome. Alrighty.
Alrighty, Brewer.
I guess it's my turn. So
It's
again,
your
I'm the
turn.
one who's most recently played Doom Eternal, and I think it's probably one of the best shooters on the market and best shooters you can play. It has a absolutely fantastic campaign, a lot of variety with its levels. You'll see a lot of different locales compared to what you saw in 2016, and the level design is phenomenal. I know some of the platforming isn't everyone's cup of tea, but a lot of the exploration is really fun. It's really satisfying finding a lot of the secrets, finding like maybe an extra 1-up to help you get through some of the harder levels and bosses, or finding like awesome collectibles that that big Doom fans will get a lot of appreciation out of because it's referencing a lot of the older games that are Commander Keen as well, which apparently is one of the Doom Slayer's dads, I think. Doom lore is kind of crazy, I'm not gonna lie. But
The guy's entire motivation is that his fucking pet rabbit died. The lore is awesome.
the lore is very awesome. Yeah, I will say I did enjoy the story a bit in this game. Again, story isn't the biggest focus in a Doom game, which is why I didn't like focus on it a lot in that little synopsis at the beginning. But the story was still enjoyable. There, I still had it still made me hate the villain enough to want to just blast them in the face with the super shotgun, and then rip their heads off as well with the chainsaw. But the combat's really fun. There's a lot of variety with it, and it's always keeping you on your toes. You're always having to think about ammo management. It's like, okay, I'll hit chainsaw on this next enemy, and then I'll use the fire on this, and then maybe use the frag grenades to get a lot of extra armor. You're always on your toes, and you're always having to like plan out your next move, like you're playing a game of fucking Tetris. And then while you're doing that, you're getting pumped up by the music as well to make you want to just keep going and going. And getting through each part of the level, even if each part is more and more difficult. Well, I don't think it's a perfect game. Like, I think they could maybe done better on some of the bosses, since some of them just kind of feel like damage sponges that don't really do too much, especially the final boss. I still think overall, this is probably one of the best shooting experiences you can get for. So I would highly recommend this game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's one funny thing I want to note though about all our little final points. You know the one thing we didn't mention about Doom Eternal?
What's up?
The multiplayer.
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
Yeah, no, it's so funny because any other like shooter game on the market right now, a lot of people will play for the multiplayer and not the campaign, or hell, some of them don't even have campaigns. Whereas with Doom, I feel like it's the only one releasing right now where people want to play it for the campaign and do not give a fuck about the multiplayer.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
Because I
There's
did
a reason why we didn't
I did
mention
not
it.
just multiplayer in 2016 or Eternal once.
And I couldn't care to, honestly.
Yeah,
Great.
I think some of it is
Download
more.
once, it's whatever.
I think some of it is more Bethesda caring about that stuff, especially live service elements.
Of course, because it's Bethesda.
Yeah. Because every now and then when I beat a level, there would be like, oh, you unlock something for this random event. I'm like, dude, what the fuck is that? It's the Slayer skin. I don't care. Let me shoot shit.
Real. But with that being said, guys, if you enjoyed content like this and you want to see more of it, please shoot and hit that subscribe button and give us a like if you want more content like this in the future. Maybe comment down below what your favorite part of Doom Eternal is and tell us your hype for Doom the Dark Ages. But with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching today's episode, and don't forget, there can only be one.
Rip and tear till
The
it's
Doom
done.
Slayer.
Why don't they call him the Coom Slayer?
Maybe we should
Uh-oh.
perform a glory kill on Connor.
Maybe we should end the video now.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.